Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Collective Coffee because I just saw something on TikTok a little while ago and it put me into a fucking tailspin of anger. So, here I am to talk about it. Yeah, I probably should talk about it over there, but I don't really want to be on TikTok talking about this because if you don't agree with everybody. Anyway. So the conversation is, I've talked about this before last year when people brought it up. So public school teachers are really worried about Gen Alpha, okay? And how they're not performing and how they don't give a fuck and how they're disrespectful. And they're worried about how Gen Alpha aren't going to be, what was the word they used? Productive members of society, okay? What society are you talking about? What society? Alright, Gen Alpha. What is the cutoff date for Gen Alpha? Gen Alpha is born between 2010 and 2024. So what is my baby? What are these other kids that are just now getting here? 2010 to 2024. Okay, so Columbine was like one of the first school shootings. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And that was in '99. Columbine happened in '99. So, for 26 years, I just want the fucking number. Why isn't AI available for this? I don't want a timeline. I want how many there have been since Columbine. Of course, this isn't available information. Because if they put this as one number, it would be absolutely alarming. And my point is that these kids don't give a fuck for a reason. And for the adults, okay, so I'm thinking a few things. I'm thinking about Bush's No Child Left Behind, which, in fact, is absolutely like leaving children behind, right? And I'm thinking about the curriculum, okay? Okay, so 1999. Columbine wasn't the first, but it was the first one that got, like, I remember Columbine. Because there was one in January of '99 that killed 2 people. So I think Columbine was so big. It 15 dead, injured 24. The one in Georgia that same year was only 2 dead. Unfortunately, I am receiving this information from Fox 5 Atlanta. There have been 416 school shootings since Columbine. That's not accurate. There's way more than that. Again, this is Fox News. Even still. So, 400, what did I say? 416? 416 divided by 25 years. That's about 16.64 school shootings a year since '99, according to that data. So, from 2010 to 2025 or 24 is 14 years, okay? So 16 times 14 is 224 that these children have witnessed explicitly, have been alive for. maybe not witnessed, but have been alive for. So, despite this data and everything that I'm thinking about, so I'm thinking about Bush's, when did Bush put this shit in? It was in the 90s, right? Or no, early 2000s. Bush's No Child, oh yeah, he was 2002. So 2002, so that was 8 years before these children were born. Okay, so the average age of Gen Alpha, if they were born in 2010, is what, 15? Please. Everyone fucking hates life when they're that age. Okay, so, point being, the school kids, that's really fascinating. I don't know, I'm not good at math, it's not my thing, statistics either. But it is important to think about these things because when we're asking ourselves why these kids suck, why they don't care, and everyone's blaming the parents, everyone's blaming the fucking phones, which, yeah, of course, those have a part of it. But I also think that we need to think about the parents as well, right? Like, I'm a millennial. I'm not raising my child the way I was raised, and I think a lot of us are not. And I think that, especially millennials as parents, when we were the age of Gen Alpha, right, when we were 15, 14, that's when 9/11 happened. So, I mean, that's how old I was when it happened. I was 14 when 9/11 happened, and I was a freshman in high school, and I was literally in history class, and they put it on the TV, and we watched it, right? My dad died the following year of cancer. It was before, like, everyone had cancer. It was, like, a very rare thing at that point in time. So this was, what, 2002? The same year that Bush put in the No Child Left Behind policy, which was a drastic change in curriculum for parents or for teachers to follow through and schools to follow through. So, lots of things are going on here. The Koch brothers, Koch, Koch brothers, are longtime sponsors of No Child Left Behind, as well as those the McFerrin, or what are the textbooks that we use in school. So all of this stuff matters, and it's interesting that people who are in education can't take into account how their own lack of education or the history or historic points, even within the past 26, 27, 30 years, have impacted why these children are the way that they are in school. Not only to mention, how old were they when the pandemic was happening, right? Some of them were just being born. Like, the point I'm trying to make is that this isn't on the parents. This isn't on the teachers even. This isn't on the children especially. This is on society. But the thing that concerns me about this conversation so much, and I said this last year with that TikTok I made, and, you know, when I made that TikTok, it was like, okay, these kids aren't participating because they have access to AI. You guys make fun of these kids for not being able to count change, but, like, crypto is the thing that exists at the same time. The curriculum itself is outdated, and it's not, they don't care because they're not interested in learning ancient technology when they have access to Alexa. I mean, point blank period. It's real. The way that they can look things up on the internet and learn anything, you wouldn't be, we grew up with, like, Oregon Trail and shit, Oregon Trail or whatever. You know, we learned how, like, we had, like, the fucking, like, old ass Macs that had, like, the black screen with, like, the green shit, you know, that Snake game and shit. This is not the world that those kids are growing up in. And so if the curriculum is still the same as it was, like, right after the turn of the century, and you're wondering why these kids aren't engaging and why they don't care, the fuck? Are you kidding? They don't care because it's not relevant. It's not relevant to them. Not to mention the emotional impacts of school shootings. That wasn't a thing for us. But it is for these kids. Not only school shootings, anywhere in public shootings, right? And so instead of having policy change, instead of protecting these children, they are growing up learning how to defend themselves from people with guns at school. And you guys want to bitch about how these kids are disrespectful? What? Every adult in their lives, and I've said this before, and I will die on this hill. This is why I'm not sending my child to school. One of the many reasons. But I don't give a fuck how he learns and when he learns it, first and foremost. But that's me as a parent, as a millennial parent. Because I hated school too. We all fucking did. And you know, a lot of this pushback is also about the parents not having, you know, not teaching your kids. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone's working 2-3 fucking jobs to survive right now. You're not thinking about the socioeconomic impacts of the fucking society in which we live, not to mention everything else I've already listed. Of course these kids don't give a fuck about school. They care about being cool. They care about making it on social media. That's it, that's all. Like, you can't... Of course, that's the way it is. That's the society that we live in. And so making these kids, you know, oh, they don't know how to spell. I don't either. I grew up with spell check. I don't know how to fucking spell because I don't need to know how to spell, okay? And I don't need to know how to fucking count change. Yes, I know how because I learned how. Yes, I learned how to fucking tell time on a clock, but this is not the same world. They don't need that information the way that we did. Why would you need to learn how to tell time on a clock when you have a phone with it right here? Why would you need to learn that information? The curriculum is outdated. It's not that these kids are disrespectful. It's not relevant. And I will die on this hill. These kids don't care because it's not relevant. When was the last time you learned about something you didn't want to learn about and was like excited about it? Bitch, please. I've always wanted to learn how to cook, but not really because I mean, I have to eat food to survive, but like learning how to cook, it does not excite me. It's too much work. I don't like it. Why would I do that when I can order DoorDash, right? Like, just understand the fucking, what's the word? The circumstances. Understand the circumstances. Don't worry about these kids. We need teachers to be going rogue and teaching these kids the things that actually matter about crypto, about the internet, about how to fucking shit. These motherfuckers in charge of this country as of right now, and I am including Elon Musk mostly because this man wants to technologically, you know, make us all into robots and shit. These kids are in school learning about shit that is ancient. With the advancement of technology that has happened since Columbine, since 99, what the fuck, man? I mean, I haven't been in school. My kid is not in school. I've never even really been in a school. I don't know. I mean, I know kids have, like, access to computers and tablets and shit within school settings and smart boards and shit. And again, when you're teaching how to, you know, do addition or division or anything on a smart board that has a fucking calculator on it, why? Why do the kids need to know that? When we were growing up, we were always told, you're never going to have a calculator in your pocket. Bitch, we all do. Okay? None of us needed to know how to do that shit and get graded on it. Okay? So maybe the teachers need to have a revolution. Maybe you guys need to stand up for your students if you're so fucking concerned with them and be like, you know what? This shit isn't fucking relevant. Who cares if you know what colors are? Literally everything is on these phones. You don't need to know the same shit the same way we learned it. You just don't. Oh my god, I'm so fucking annoyed with this. Not to mention the access to information that these kids do have. I already mentioned Alexa and Siri. The AI generation now, the Gemini and every fucking thing, Meta AI. Schools are obsolete. And I'm not with Trump on this, but I feel like education should be back to growing our own food, doing things, you know, community building, learning how to, like, actually live and survive, and, like, also looking to other countries. I'm thinking of China in particular because they have such an incredible collectivist curriculum where the kids do things together. Like, they learn movement together. They You know, just go to TikTok and fucking look it up. Exactly. You can go to anywhere on the internet and look it up. You don't need to sit in school. So the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm so sick of these teachers coming on here and being like, it's the parents. You guys aren't doing what you need to do. Kids learn how they want to learn, and they learn what they want to learn, okay? I'm an unschooling mother, huge fan of letting my child lead his own education. The other day, he was super interested in the plunger, and I was like, here, let me look up a video on YouTube of how to fucking plunge a toilet and take care of this. And this kid was glued to the phone watching how to unplug a toilet, okay? Did I know that the day was going to be like that? No. You know what else he did that day? He fucking mastered his fucking pumping on the swing. He figured it out fucking finally, and now he knows how to pump himself on the goddamn swing. It was a great day, and it was led by him. It was what he wanted to do. So when you put these kids in fucking prison chambers, expecting, you know, with them having to watch their own backs at, you know, kindergarten level for fucking school shooters, and you wonder why they're not engaging in the curriculum that's fucking ancient, because they have access to anything they want to learn right fucking here. Lay off of us parents, lay off of these kids. If you're a teacher and you're having this conversation, take it to your fucking school board, and have your school board take it to the fucking government. Fuck you all. Bye.